And now, our feature presentation.
Welcome to this session of Long Cane Middle School's Grassroots Technology Training on Wikis, maintaining them, and using them to maximum effect in your classroom. I've used a wiki extensively in my classroom this year, and it's made all my students' projects less stressful and more enjoyable. Students have saved their finished and unfinished projects in specific folders on the wiki, so all members of the project team have access to the project from home or school. Additionally, we have used the posted projects for peer and teacher editing and for final evaluation and grading. This was easily accomplished through the user settings and access controls built right into the wiki. There are many wiki sites available on the web to build your own wiki, but only 2 wiki sites meet the teacher factors. It must be free, must have fast or quick access, and it must be flexible. We'll be looking at PBWiki and Wikispaces, and in detail we'll be looking at building your own wiki on wikispaces.com. Under Wikis for Everyone, you will see in the 3rd paragraph blue text that reads, "Create your own classroom wiki today." Click the text. It is a hyperlink. Scroll down to the blue box that reads Join Now. Enter a username, a password, and an email address. I generally use my school address. In number 5, enter a name for your wiki. Use a name that you, your students, and their parents will remember. My wiki is Panda Points. Then select Private, free for educators. Check the box by number 7 and click Join at the bottom. You now have a pop-up entitled Getting Started with Your Wiki. This is part of the help that's provided by Wikispaces and is always available to you. For the remainder of this tutorial, we want to accomplish 6 things. 1, we want to add some basic content to your homepage, such as an introduction and a title. 2, we want to place an email link on your homepage. 3, we want to put an RSS news feed on your homepage. 4, we're going to place a homework section on your homepage, a table that is easily editable. Number 5, we're going to create a discussion page that you can direct your students to after they read the news feed. And finally, we're going to set access for a user, and I'll show you how to do that so that your students can have access and so you can control how much access they have to the wiki. Now click the X in the upper right-hand corner of the pop-up to close the pop-up. Now click the green Edit tab on the upper right side of the page. This tab is indicated in this movie by a red arrow. You will have to select Edit anytime you edit, add, or delete content from one of your wiki pages. First, let's add a title to our home page. This works very much like a Microsoft Word document. If you start typing, the highlighted text will disappear. Let's enter the name of our wiki just like you would type it if you were typing in a Word document. Above where you just typed is the word normal with a drop-down arrow beside it. Click the arrow and select Heading 1. This will enlarge your text and also make it bold. Holding down the left mouse button, use your cursor to highlight your text. Now, if you look next to Heading 1 above your text is a capital T with a color palette. Click the T. This pop-up window you now see allows you to select a font, the overall size of your text, a background color for your text, and the alignment of your text. As you can see in this image, I have selected Comic Sans 200%, blue text, an orange background, and center alignment. Once you have made your selections, click Apply Styles at the bottom of the pop-up window. And here is the result of my selections for my text. Under the word Editor at the top of your wiki is a small icon that looks like a picture. Click it. This pop-up has 3 tabs. Click on the Upload Files tab. Click on the Browse button and locate your image on your computer's hard drive. Once you have found your file, click Upload and follow the directions on the pop-up window. You should now see your image. Click your image and the Image Properties pop-up will appear. Now click on the External Link tab. Now click the drop-down arrow next to the word Address and select Email. In the window to the right, now enter your email address and click the Add Link button. Your image is now a hyperlink for email. If you'd like to center the email image, click the image once, click the arrow beside alignment, and select Center. And now your image is centered. First, you need to locate a web news page you would like for your students to reference, and be sure it offers a real-time subscriber service, or RSS. Let's take a look at www.sciencenews.org, and you will notice on the picture displayed you can see the RSS letters and the little symbol indicating an RSS feed. If you look at the top of your wiki, there is a white editor bar. Below the word Editor on this bar is a TV icon. Click it once. On the left side of the pop-up window, click RSS Feed. Now in the blank next to the words Feed URL, type the following: http://www.sciencenews, altogether, no space, .org. Below this, you are able to select the number of entries or headlines that will appear on your wiki page. Let's leave that at 10. Now at the bottom of this pop-up window, let's click Embed RSS Feed. Now click Save on the editor toolbar at the top. This is how visitors will see your wiki. What visitors? Let's invite someone to join our wiki. Click Manage Wiki on the upper left-hand side of the wiki. On the Members page, go to the Invite a New Member section at the bottom of the page and enter an email to invite someone to join your wiki, and then click Invite. This next slide shows my Wikispaces account name as a pending member request because I have a Wikispaces account. Otherwise, my email address would appear here. Once someone accepts the invitation to join your wiki, they will show up as a member on the wiki in the members page. As you can see, I have shown up as a member on this wiki. Now we want to look at the permission levels that we have set for our wiki and how to manage those permission levels. Click on Manage Wiki in the upper left-hand corner on the members page. Now click on the Permissions button to view the permissions options for your wiki. You'll notice from the Wiki Permissions page that you are only allowed to set permissions for all members of the wiki and not for individual members. If you're interested in being able to set permissions for individual members, I would recommend you use pbwiki.com, and I'll show you an example of the permissions page from pbwiki.com. Wouldn't you like for your students to be able to discuss those wonderful news articles coming in via the RSS feed? Or you could just pose a story, question, or poem to start a discussion. Click the Discussion tab at the top of your page. Give it a subject, pose your question, click Post in the lower right-hand corner. This is how a posted message appears on the discussion board. Our last task is to provide a page for students and parents to view homework assignments and assigned projects. Click New Page on the left upper hand side of your wiki. Click the table icon on the editor toolbar at the top of the page. You'll see a pop-up now that says Table, Insert Table. Let's start with 4 columns and 10 rows. Once you've made that change, click Insert Table, and now you will see your table, kind of faint, but you can enter the headings in the top of the columns of your table. If you wish to add rows or columns, click a cell and a table icon appears. Click this icon and follow the directions. Now, click Save either in the upper right or lower right side of your wiki, And now you see what your table will look like after you've entered your headings and saved it.
Don't go changing to try and please me.
Anytime you want to edit a page in your wiki or add homework or assignments to your homework and assignments table, just select the tab for that page, click the edit button in the upper right hand corner on that page, and edit using the steps that we've learned in this tutorial. Well, my friends, that's the basics. I forgot something. What's the address for your wiki? In the extreme upper left-hand corner of your wiki is your wiki name. This wiki's name is Nina School, no spaces. Therefore, the wiki address is ninaschool.wikispaces.com. Where mine has Nina School, you would just insert the name of your wiki, .wikispaces.com.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Creating your first blog with Blogger is simple and can be a lot of fun. Let's get started. First, go to www.blogger.com. If you don't already have a Google account, such as a Gmail account, click on Get Started. Here you will need to fill in a few pieces of information, like your email address. Once done, click Continue, and we will create an account for you. If you already have a Google account, go ahead and enter your email address and password and sign in. Next, you'll be asked to pick your display name. This is the name others will see when you publish your posts and can be anything you like. You're now ready to create your blog. Click on the Create Your Blog Now button. Pick a name and address for your blog and then click Check Availability. Once you've found one, click Continue. Next, pick a template for your blog and click Continue. That's it! Congratulations, you now have a blog. Now let's create your first post by clicking on Start Blogging. Start by putting in a title for your post and then writing some text. You can use the Blogger editor to format the look and feel of your content. To add photos, click on the image icon in the toolbar. From here, you can upload photos or link to photos in Picasa or on the web. Let's look at uploading files. Click Choose Files and select the images from your computer. Once the files have been uploaded, click Add Selected. Your pictures will appear inside your blog post, and you can easily add captions under your photos as well as change their size. Once you're done with your post, you can choose to preview how it will look, save it for later, or publish it. Congratulations! Your first blog post is now published. The final thing we'll look at in this video is changing the overall look and feel of your blog. Click on the design link at the top of your blog and then Template Designer. The bottom half of your screen will show you what your blog currently looks like. You can expand this at any time to get a full window view. The first thing to do is pick a template. Have fun and play around with as many of them as you like. No changes will be applied to your blog until you explicitly say so. You can also change the background image of your blog to any image. Pick from our gallery or upload your own image. Layout lets you move around the different elements of your blog, and Adjust Widths lets you decide how wide you want them to be. The Advanced tab lets you customize fonts and colors. There are really an infinite number of ways you can make your blog look, so take your time finding something right for you. When you're ready, click Apply to Blog. And that's all there is to it. We hope you enjoy using Blogger. Visit blogger.com to get started today.
This tutorial how to get started creating a blog. A blog is an interactive multimedia poster that is created through a drag and drop system. Start off by going to edu.blogster.com. Once you get there, click on Sign Up. Go to the Basic Teacher, which is the free version. Click Get It. You're going to fill in the necessary information to create your account. Click Agree to Terms, and then sign up. Once you have your account created, you can click in Login. Type your user ID and password, and it'll send you to your dashboard or your wall. So this is my wall, and or dashboard, and I have set up an account with my students. So you can manage your students, you can view student blogs, you can see your own blogs, and you can create new blogs. By managing students, you can click on a student, you can see which type of blogs they have, and you can send messages to students. Messages to students are private. So heading back to my dashboard, I'm going to click Create a Blog. And then you can see some of the different options that we have available. So there are many different things that you can do to create your blog poster. You can change graphics, text, image, video, sound, data, draw, or wall. So even though wall is listed last, let's start with it. So on my wall, we can use things from the gallery, my own pictures, or solid colors. Categories available in gallery are the following. Let's try pop rock and go with something bold. When you clicked on an item, you can see it in the preview window, and if you like it, you can click Use It. And by closing this, you can see that we've now changed the background of our wall. So this is our blog wall, and then on the margins here, we have our page wall. So you can change those later too if you wish. Under graphics, we can click graphics that are either animated or not animated, and sometimes there's more than one version and sometimes there's only one. If it doesn't say animated, then it's just a still version. So by clicking on animated, we can see what our graphic image will do once we insert it. When you figure out which one you'd like, click Use It, and it'll insert it into your blog. When it's on your blog, then you can click on it, you can move it around, you can make it larger, make it smaller, you can rotate it, and you can edit it. By clicking on Edit, you can change the color, you can add a link, or you can change the effects of it. I think we're going to leave this graphic as it is. After graphics, we can choose a text. We have two text boxes here, or we can add our own. So we can click on the many different samples here. There are several pages. We can stick with our pop rock, or we can go to retro. We can go back to basics. We can just choose what we'd like. So we have different types of text. We can have a speech bubble that we can add to a picture. We have a title, or we can have an actual text. So under bubble, we can click on the box, click Edit. We can change the words by changing the text fonts, by changing text sizes, by changing text colors, or by even setting characters. Once you decided that that's what you want, click Add, and you're set. So once you have it on here, you click OK. And again, you can move it, you can rotate it, and you can adjust it later. If you decide that you don't like it, you can always click on the pink trash can and delete it. Next we have image. Image, you can click on your own pictures or you can upload one from your computer. You can use link, which will grab one from an internet site, or you can click grab, which will grab a video or grab an image from your camera that you have hooked to your computer. So we can click on upload. We find our image within our computer. Click on open. Sometimes it takes a second before it loads it. And then once it's loaded, then you can click on it and ask it to add it. Another option that you can do, sorry, mouse is sticking. So here's my image as me and my dad from this past Christmas. You can click add a frame, and the different categories are on the side. And since this is a Christmas picture, let's click on Christmas frames. You can use it or you can delete it. I'm going to click use it. And I've added 2. Oops, now what do I do? Well, since I've added 2 of them, I can keep them both, or I can decide to delete one. So here's my picture of me and my dad. After we do images, we can click on video. And again, you can upload something from SchoolTube. You can upload something from your own computer. You can use link to find a site on the internet, or you can use grab to insert a video from your own camera. So I'm going to upload one from my computer. Oh, sorry. Well, maybe not. Let's just click on this, since I already uploaded it. This one I got from a link from a website, and it is of Claude Monet's house and gardens at Giverny in France. We can also add a player, which is a frame to put around the outside of it. We don't want to keep using Christmas stuff. We can do flower ones, or we can make them completely different. Add pets, and then click use it. And when we're done, we can mix and match. We have a very large poster in which to fill up everything. So we can just cross off that star mostly by adding that one there. Now if you end up changing your mind, you can always go back to edit. The next thing we have is sound. And this is one of my favorite songs, Louis Armstrong's. We can have a plain old button like this, or we can add a fancier button. Click use it, and then it's added it on here. If you have an element on here and you decide you don't want it anymore, like it says, you can delete me by clicking on the pink trash can. We can move our song up over here. We can click on this and size it. We can change our fonts. We can change our colors. We can change in the fill colors. We can change sizes on here. And if you have a lot of text and you can't see it all in the box because of the size of it, or because you have a whole paragraph inserted in here, then it'll give you a scroll bar in which you can scroll down to see all the text. The last two images or two items that are available for Glogster are data and draw, and those are options that are available on the pay for premium versions. And data is where you are allowed to upload files from Microsoft Office, such as Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. You can also upload PDF files or wrapped files. And these are attachments, so you can put an assignment or a rubric for kids, or just anything else that you'd like. The draw option allows you to just randomly free draw all over pictures that are added, text boxes that are added, or anything else. So once we figured out that we have everything that we want on here, we can click on Save or Publish. It gives us the name of a glog. And I'm going to change the name of the glog to Glog Sample Tutorial. Then we can choose whether we want to make it public so that everybody can see it. Say whether it's finished or unfinished. We can add tags. We can click a category so that we know what we're talking about. So when we get with several different glogs on our dashboard, then we can find it easy enough. And then we're going to click Save. And sometimes we run into problems, so that's okay. We can go through and try saving it again like it asks us to in another minute. So by creating a glog through Glogster EDU, you have more privacy settings. And so the people who are within your class are the ones who are able to see it, and it prevents a lot of information from having to be added, such as inserting your contact information, emails, first and last names, and whatnot. Glogs, once they're created and saved and published, can be used with RSS feeds, with Twitter, with Facebook, with wikis, with bookmarks like Delicious, or can be sent through email. So this is my tutorial on Glogster. I hope it was informative, and you start blogging soon. Thank you.
In this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to get Jing set up on your computer on a Windows machine. The first thing I'm going to do is just open up a web browser, and I'm just going to do a Google search for Jing. Here it is. It's by a company called TechSmith. Just click to open that up, and there is a button that says free version. So I'll just go ahead and click that, and there it is, download for Windows. Click save file. It's automatically saving it in my downloads folder. When it's finished, I just can X out of that, and I will locate my downloads folder. There's a couple of ways to quickly do that. One of the best is to click this folder system here, and there's my downloads folder, and there is my Jing setup file. I'm just going to double click on that to open up. Windows wants me to give it permission to run this file. I'll go ahead and click run. Next, I get a pop-up, and I just need to make sure I put a check mark here to accept the fine print. If you want to read the fine print, just go ahead and click there and you can read it. Next, click install, and it will begin to put Jing on your computer. If you get a warning that pops up asking you if you are sure you want to install the software, just click yes and then finish. When you're done, you're presented with this screen here, a pop-up with instructions on how to use Jing, and you can click that button, play button, and watch the videos. It will be useful to you if you have a free online account from Jing. To sign up for that, you can click the sign up button. You can put in your email address, display name, and password. Click create, and Jing is now installed. I can now close out of these windows and out of the browser, and you'll notice that Jing has positioned itself there at the top of the screen. If I put my mouse over it, then I get the different options. Okay, this first option is for capturing. If I click that, I can then either just click on the desktop to record everything, the entire desktop, or I can click and drag to highlight a particular part of the screen that I want to record. Once you've done that, you can choose to either capture just the image or actual video, capturing the screen as a video. A couple of potential issues that you might have if you've previously installed Zoom It. Okay, some of the keyboard shortcuts may conflict. If that's the case, you can just go over here into the More options, and you get different preferences and options that you can change. Okay, I'm going to click here on Preferences, and here it says Capture Hotkey. Okay, if I need to either change or add a capture hotkey so that it will record when I use a keyboard shortcut, I can just click there and enter the hotkey that I want to use. You may also need to change some of the settings inside of Zoom It. To do that, you just click on Zoom It, open up Options, and you can change the keyboard shortcuts in Zoom It just by deleting what's there and putting in another keyboard shortcut. When using Jing, once you're finished creating a video tutorial, you will save that, and I've done that already. I've saved a video tutorial to my desktop. There it is. And now, in order to play this video, there's several different ways I could do that. One, if I've set up Adobe Flash properly on my computer, I may be able to just double click on this video, and it opens my tutorial, which I can then play for students, or I can watch it to refresh my memory about how to do these different things. So that's if you've set up Adobe Flash on your computer in the right ways. If not, what you need to do is probably to right-click on the video file. When you right-click, you get some options. One is to open this file, this tutorial that I've created, with one of these programs. Many of you will probably choose Internet Explorer. If you do that, it'll open up, but it blocks the video unless you click this Allow Blocked Content button. Okay, now you should be able to watch your tutorial. What if you want to open it with something other than Internet Explorer and it's not listed there in the options when you click Open With? Okay, maybe none of those are what I'm looking for. What you can do is you can click on the Properties option, and notice it says Opens With, and you can change what it opens with. It may give you one or more options here to choose from, or you could choose other programs. Okay, if I click this Browse button, it lets me browse my computer for some other program that I might want to use to open this video tutorial with. Okay, and then I would just select and click Open, and that would then become the default program that would run my video tutorials that are .swf format. If you want an easy way to share these videos with students and with parents or colleagues, one way to do that is to post it on a website. The trick is there are very few websites that allow you to post this kind of video tutorial, the .swf file type. So Let me just recommend one that allows it, and that is Weebly, Weebly.com. Here I am in my Weebly.com account, and I just go to Multimedia. There's Flash, SWF element, and I'll just drag that onto the screen. Click to upload the SWF file. It is limited to 5 megabytes per SWF file, and so you can see that mine is small enough that it will work, it will accept it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, click open. If you want to be able to include video tutorials or other videos that are bigger than 5 megabytes, you can sign up for a Pro Weebly account. They're very inexpensive for a whole, I think it's either a monthly or a yearly subscription that you could pay. So you can see that my video tutorial is running on the screen. It came in way too big, but I can adjust that just by changing the numbers here at the top with width, where it says width, and height. I can also center it if I want to. And then I just click outside of this element box, and now my video tutorial is part of my Weebly page. In order for the public to see that, I have to click Publish, and then this is the public link where others can see my tutorials and other things that I've posted on this site. So that's a way to share my Jing tutorials with the rest of the world. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully that's been useful.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is Rich. I think it's safe to say that the Windows Live Movie Maker is a source of frustration for many because the way in which it operates compared to Windows Movie Maker is completely different. I actually have used this for a little while and have come to the decision that yes, it is in fact better than the old Windows Movie Maker with XP. Once you get used to the way it does things, it will throw you for a loop at first. Yes, there is a learning curve. Hopefully this little tutorial will help you out getting things done. Now what I'm going to do is show you how to do some really basic stuff in here, stuff that was second nature in Windows Movie Maker for XP that you do in here. Now the first thing we're going to show you is how to transition one scene to another. So what I'm going to do is do this with images. And what I did right there is says drag videos and photos here, or click to browse for them. You can do add photos from here, or just click in this window. So I'm in the sample pictures directory for Windows 7, and I'm going to add in 2 images here. I'll do the koala, and I'll click this again, and I'll do the penguins. Okay, so I've got this and this, and they're each lasting for 5 seconds apiece. So, and oh, by the way, if you want to change how long they stay on screen, see this little green thing up here where it says Video Tools? I can hit Edit, and it shows the duration. So I can change the image to last for longer or shorter. I'll change this to 3 seconds each. So I'll click this one in 3 seconds, and click this one, change it to 3 seconds. By default, it's 5. Now, if I rewind this and I play, 1, 2. Okay, it's a hard cut. So what I want to do is I want to make a transition, a dissolve from one to the other. Now the way that you did this in the old Windows Movie Maker is you went into the timeline here and you dragged it slightly, but it doesn't work that way in here, so how do you do it? Okay, you take the one you want to transition to, that being the last one, and then what we do is we go to the Animations tab, and then I drop down this menu here, and I go to Dissolves, and this one right here is a very simple fade. When you hover over it, you'll notice it actually shows a preview of it, which is good. So I'll just do a simple fade here, like that, and it shows the duration. You can change it if you want, and I'm going to keep it at 1 second. So I'm going to rewind this again, hit play, and there's the dissolve. It's a nice, simple dissolve. The next thing I'm going to show you is actually how to put text on screen. This is notably better than the old Windows Movie Maker. What I'm going to do is I rewound to the beginning, go to Home, and there's Title, Caption, and Credits. The one you want to go for is Caption. Now the cool thing about this compared to Windows Movie Maker is that you can have it, in Windows Live Movie Maker, the improvement is that you can have it any position, which is great, compared to before, whereas you had to take what it gave you either in the center or the bottom. So if I want to take this and I take this box and just resize it in such a way, or you can drag it like this. So I'll put it at the top left here, and I'll justify it to the left, and then I'll highlight the text, make it bold, make it a little larger, 36 point, stretch the box out a little bit. This is a test, just like that. And you also have the start time and the text duration, and here's something also interesting is how you want it to appear. If you hover over these, see those animations happen? It's pretty nifty, and you can drop down the menu and there's a whole bunch of them here. So I'm going to choose a simple one, just have it spin in like this. So now it's officially there. Now you'll notice on the timeline here, actually before I continue, a few notes about this timeline. In order to make it larger or smaller, you have to pay attention to the bottom right here. And if I want it to be a little bit easier to see, I just zoom it in. And in addition to that, this button right here, I have it as extra small icons, but I can go to medium and make this a lot easier to deal with. Now you'll see the text here where it says this is a test, and it's only going for the first scene. What I can do is actually take this, and when I click on it, you can change the duration time and the start time and the end time. So I will change this from 2 seconds to 4 seconds, and you'll see how it goes all across the timeline. This whole thing is the timeline. It wraps within it, does it, and depending on your icon size, you can zoom in and out. I like having mine as extra small because it looks very similar to the way the old Windows Movie Maker did. And also what I'll do is I'll change this so it starts a little later. And you notice as I'm doing this, it's moving it across. And you'll notice that once you start to get used to it, it does in fact make sense. But yes, it is a learning curve. And this line right here is where you are in the timeline, which can be dragged. So you can go to the specific parts of it. So anyway, let me rewind this to the beginning and play it. So there's the text, there's the fade, and it fades out because that's part of the text effect. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to show you. Oh, if I wanted to add in a background track, you do it from here. The text effects are all title, caption, and credits, and also pay attention to the top here, because depending on what you're doing, you'll notice that when I click on certain things light up. For example, if I'm in a part of the movie which is not where the text is, you'll notice the text tools doesn't light up, but if I move this, then you'll see it, and I can go right to it and change it, change the animation, do whatever I want, and so on. So anyway, let's just say I am done with this and I want to go ahead and publish it. Okay, so what I do here is I click on Home, and I can go here and I can save the movie locally. So what I can do is, this I don't like about this because you don't have as many options as you did with the old Windows Movie Maker, but still it's not bad. If you want the smallest possible size, just do for email or instant messaging, and then it goes up from there. This is the smallest, then larger, 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 and largest. Actually, the 1080p high definition is the largest. So anyway, also, instead of doing it this way, this is also a definite advantage. You can publish direct to YouTube, which is right here. That is one of the options. If you click that, and yeah, there it is. It prompts you for your username and your password, and then you can go right through. But I'm just going to save it locally. So File, Save Movie, Standard Definition, and I will push it over to the desktop, and it labels it as My Movie by default, and save. This is a really short one, so it won't take any time at all. And then when it's finished, it'll ask you if you want to open the folder where it is, close or play. I hit play. Windows Movie Maker comes up, and there it is. So, just to recap, that's how you put text in, that's how you do a simple transition. You can do your YouTube export, you can save local, publish, whatever. And there's also the ability, I forgot to mention this, to add plugins to it. Now, it goes to the Windows Live Photo and Video blog. There is other things like sending direct to Facebook, to Picasa, PixelPipe, Multiply. Some of you might like the Facebook option, because that's actually pretty cool, because you could actually just push it right to Facebook. But anyway, so I know I have not covered hardly anything to do with this software, but at least I got the basics out of the way, so when you download it, you won't be completely lost. Oh, and one other thing, final note. Possibly one of the coolest things about Windows Live Movie Maker is that you can drop in MOVs and MP4s and other formats that you cannot do with Windows Movie Maker, the previous edition. This one will accept a lot more formats. And to get this question out of the way, will it import FLVs? Nope. I tried. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, take it easy.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street, but not enough to